I am Apple Strudel. Frauditor News Network was created to call out First Amendment frauditors and their shameful ways and lies. We have no issue with First Amendment auditors seeking to hold government officials accountable in the interest of transparency when done honestly. However, frauditors have no real interest in seeking anything other than getting the most number of clicks and views on their YouTube videos so they won't have to get a real job. So until frauditors stop their harassing and immoral ways, we will continue to mock and shame them. Lastly, we used stuffed animals as narrators, or what we call frauditor specialists, to create something cute and nice out of an ugly and wrong situation. Have a great day and night.
Welcome back to another riveting episode of Art of the Fraudit. Today we bring you to somewhere in California, to a sidewalk outside a restaurant, to expose the frauditor named Bananer Ana. In today's video, the frauditor films a sobriety test on a male that was pulled over. I really have no other information, except the poor man is intimidated and treated unfairly by tyrannical tyrants, at least according to the frauditor, who apparently is also an expert criminal attorney and imparts her expert legal advice to her viewers, who seem to also be expert criminal lawyers. Thank goodness this frauditor had nothing to do but be there and film. It will never be fully known just how many people she saved from those awful tyrants that dare to pull over someone for possibly being impaired. The video starts with two officers having detained a man, and it looks like they're putting the man through sobriety tests. We find out later in the video that the man drove there, but we don't know what happened before the sobriety test. That's because frauditors don't like facts. They're always whining about gathering content for a story, but they cut out all the facts that would make a story, well, a story. Can you see how tyrannical these officers are acting? Neither can I. Those bastards.
Everyone for being here.
Oh wow, that officer was actually giving the man instructions on what to do before having him perform another sobriety test. That's not a tyrannical thing to do, so I bet they're going to give him the wrong instructions. Or I bet they'll trip the man and pretend the man fell because he was drunk. I mean, wouldn't all tyrants do things like that? Let's watch these tyrants be mean and unfair to this possibly impaired man.
So when
this leg is going to be straight, this leg is going to be straight, okay? Point your toes parallel. You're going to rotate your foot while you control down the side. You're going to count out loud in the manner such as this. 1,000, 2,000, 3,000, so on and so forth. Whenever you're ready.
Okay, let's watch the man do what the horrible tyrant instructed and see what this man is going to have to be put through. Put your children in the other room. This could get ugly. Put your cat and dogs in the next room too. They don't need to see such brutality. Okay, here it is. This is where the brutality must start. They're obviously giving the man instructions to do something that will clearly break his neck. I'm so worried for this poor man. I hope someone watching this called 911.
Finger, back to top mask. Okay? Stay right, same thing. Your nose, finger, back to top mask. Tip your nose with the skin. Here, not top, let's bring it back to that start. Go ahead and demonstrate for your hip. Okay, good. That's it. Tell you to put your head back, okay? Close your eyes, close your eyes. You don't need command to go continuous forward, you can extend your wrist, okay? You can separate command if you go left or right. You say left, left index finger, which is in your nose, finger, bring it back without pass. I say right, same thing. Your nose, finger, bring it back. Alright, go ahead and put your head back. Close your eyes, left.
Oh, thank goodness. They're letting the poor abused man rest from these tyrannical attacks. Whew.
Nope, just observing.
And nothing else other than the... How often do you...
And now he's answering the cop's questions, which he does not have to do.
Now that's some sound Frauditor advice. When an officer pulls you over for impaired driving, remember, you don't have to answer any questions. That will put them right in their place.
They're asking him questions and he's talking.
Well, he clearly doesn't know his rights. Again, never answer the questions. It will put these tyrannical officers in their place. It might put you in a place too, likely jail, but I'm sure Frauditor will help you get out of jail, right?
I don't want to, like, be blamed for impeding their investigation.
Well, this man is obviously being tortured, and I can't subject my viewers to such tyrannical behaviors. I'll just skip through the parts where the Frauditor is silent, because we definitely don't want to miss any parts where she's bestowing her viewers with such extreme knowledge of the law.
Well, yeah, exactly. If you're ever questioned by the police, always exercise your right to remain silent. Yeah, and never submit to a breathalyzer. Because if you don't take it, it can't be used against you. Yeah, exactly. Yeah, the breathalyzers aren't calibrated and cleaned after every use.
I hope you got that important Frauditor legal advice. In case you missed it, she once again says how you never have to answer an officer's questions. After all, it makes sense to me. The First Amendment gives you the right to free speech. So if you can speak what you want, you can also not speak what you want, huh? Just like if you can leave, you're also free to stay. Oh, and the legal advice of refusing the breathalyzer was so spot on. If you refuse to take a breath test, the officers have to let you go. And they have to add an apology to you before you leave. I hope you're all writing this down.
It looks like Phil from over
I mean, this is a public sidewalk.
It is, but
And I'm filming for his safety and your transparency. Like, there's nothing wrong with me standing right here.
Transparency, but
Yeah,
you
ma'am,
film like right over there.
problem with you filming.
You film right over there.
Right,
like,
but I mean, I'm on a public sidewalk
Yeah,
right
well,
here.
you're
I'm not impeding on the
yeah,
investigation
but you're saying
at
stuff
all.
out loud, and you're kind of just being strange right now.
There's nothing wrong with being strange.
Yeah, it is. You're being really weird.
No, I'm not. Actually, I've got you live and I'm
That's
talking
totally
to my
fine.
audience.
Okay,
So
just
there's
hang out
nothing
over
wrong
there.
with speaking.
Just
I'm
give
using
me a
my
little
First
space.
Amendment right, my freedom of speech.
Cool,
If
I'm
you
not
guys
telling
don't
you to
like
not do
it,
but just do it over here.
I don't need to do it
Over
right
there.
here when I'm totally fine on the public sidewalk right here. Why do you have a problem now? I've been standing here this whole time.
Because I can hear you talking in there. And
There's
I'm trying to
nothing.
ask questions, I'm
You can
listening
ask
to
questions.
trying
I'm
to
not.
ask-
I'm not
But
stopping
I'm
your
trying to listen to
questions.
his response, but I'm listening to you two at the same time.
That's not my
It's
fault.
difficult. Okay.
That is not my fault that I'm making it difficult for you. Just do your job.
That is making it difficult.
It just do your job.
It impedes your ability to
I'm
do
not
your job.
impeding anything.
It does when you start over talking.
You can do your job just fine without
We're
me.
gonna move down this way. Stay right here.
I'm sorry. Is that a lawful command? I'm not doing anything wrong if I move.
Can you guess what happens next? Did you guess that she'll just move to follow the officer? Of course you guessed right.
Sir, can I get your name and badge number?
Sanchez, badge 388, right there.
Thank you so much.
What's your name?
I don't have to give it. I'm
Okay,
good.
cool.
Good
I just
citizen
wanted to
is
know what your name
fine.
was. I'm
Well,
glad.
thank
I'm
you.
happy you're here.
Thank you so
All
much.
right, awesome.
I'm glad you like it. I can be here all day if you'd like.
Cool. You can follow us around.
Oh, I can follow you around. You're giving me permission to?
Did you see what that tyrant did? He knew that, just like when dealing with children, if he told her that she could do something, she'd automatically change her mind and no longer want to do it. She doesn't even realize she's been manipulated. This is one professional tyrant she's dealing with.
Hi, ma'am. Can I get your name and badge number?
Sure. Caligari, P11049.
Thank you so much. You see, it wasn't that hard. She's totally fine with me. Need to mind their own damn business. Yeah, I mean, it's his Fifth Amendment right to stay silent if he wants to and not answer questions.
I would guess that the sobriety test and the mouth swab they just took for him will incriminate him if he's guilty. So, sure, okay, don't answer questions. Give the officers more reasons to just assume you're guilty. Never, ever try to defend yourself. It's against your Fifth Amendment right.
Yeah, I know. I would recommend to stay silent too. 100%. He does not have to answer their questions.
Oh, looks like her viewers are expert criminal law attorneys too. It's really sad that one is just standing there doing nothing and her viewers are all sitting at their keyboards when they could be going to law school and fighting tyranny. They're so selfish.
Yep. It's his right not to have to answer their questions if he does not want to. You're right about that. I wouldn't answer questions. didn't know being weird on a public sidewalk was a problem. Sir, can I get your name and badge number?
It's Officer Van Royen, 355.
Thank you so much. Even if I was talking to myself, it's not a crime. Yeah, he's crying. I would say intimidation too.
It might look like the tyrants are being polite with the man, but they must be telling him that they'll kick his dog if he doesn't plead guilty. Or maybe they're threatening to take out his whole family if he doesn't admit guilt. Look at that poor man crying. I've never seen such intimidation like this before. I'm going to have nightmares for weeks now.
Officer? Would they be able to move his car for him if they get his permission so that it doesn't get towed away?
That's up to the officer.
All right. I'm on a... It would be nice if they could move it so he doesn't have to pay for a tow. But you would agree, like, moving the car would be the right thing to do? Hey, officer?
What's up?
I was just wondering, would you be able to move his car for him so that he doesn't have to pay for a tow?
We're taking care of that. You're not the police.
I'm just asking so that he doesn't have to pay for a tow. There's nothing wrong with me asking questions, sir.
You want a badge and gun? You want to fire into our
No, I'm just asking you a question.
Okay.
Would you be able to move his car to a parking
dinner,
space?
whatever you need to do.
I don't need to eat dinner. I'm good. I can stand here all day. I'm just wondering if you could move it to a parking space so he doesn't have to pay for a tow. Thank you so much if that's what you're doing.
If she really cared, why doesn't she just offer to help pay any of the toll costs? She must have just not thought of it.
So he was going to move his vehicle for him, hopefully. The car just started. If me standing here helped this guy not have to pay for a tow truck, I'm all for it.
Wow, I've never seen someone reach so far back to pat themselves on the back like that before. Thank goodness this frauditor has no job and no life and could be there to just stand around and direct the scene. I hope that man sends her a thank you card.
Good. We'll put it in a parking space.
Well, that was nice. She actually acknowledged something good that the officer did. Maybe there's hope after all.
And that's where I say the big you. Got that, Heather?
Oh, I guess not.
The police!
Well, another frauditor video bites the dust. I hope you were taking notes and remember the important advice from this video to never answer questions and never try to defend yourself. And to flat out always refuse any type of breath test if you've been drinking because those things aren't calibrated. Even if you haven't been drinking, don't let those tyrants give you a breathalyzer. It's your First Amendment right to not speak and your Fifth Amendment right to not defend yourself. Now, I don't know why, but I suddenly have a taste of sour fruit in my mouth and need to go rinse. Thank you for watching. I hope you enjoyed the video. Have a great day and night.